Listen, what I want you to do is I want you to open up your heart, your mind, and your ears. And I want you to receive our inspirational speaker who is coming. Overseer Cutler is going to come and give us our inspirational word. Come on, y'all give him a hand. Y'all give him a KDFI welcome. Oh, y'all can do better. Give him a KDFI welcome. Come on.
And the people of God said amen. Come on and give God some praise in this house. He's worthy to be praised. To the already established protocol, we certainly give honor to our international presiding bishop, Bishop Derek DeMond Robinson. We thank God for him and the Apostolic Council and all those who give leadership to this great fellowship. It is a joy to be here tonight. I'm grateful that they asked this little old Baptist preacher to come up here and share a word from the Lord tonight. And so I pray that you'll go with me in these few minutes that I have to Isaiah chapter 54. Isaiah chapter 54. I'm going to read in your hearing verse 2 through 3. In Isaiah chapter 54, beginning at that second verse, it says, "Enlarge the place of your tent, and let them stretch out the curtains of your dwellings. Do not spare. Lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes, for you shall expand to the right and to the left, and your descendants will inherit the nations and make the desolate cities inhabitable." Just for these few moments that I have, I want to talk from this subject, stretching for what's next. Would you look around and tell your neighbor, I'm stretching for what's next? Now come on and tell somebody else, I'm stretching for what's next. KDFI tonight, as we come from this message, in this year of expansion, God is not just trying to give us more. God is trying to prepare us for more. And I wonder, is there about 50 people in here who could testify, I'm ready for more? Because expansion is not just about more people, more money, more room, more opportunity, or more visibility. Expansion is when God takes what has been limited and gives it room to grow. It's when God takes what has been restricted and releases it into purpose. And I believe that the reason that we're here tonight is because we're ready to step into the purpose, the plan, and the ministry of Jesus Christ. It's when God takes what has been small, what has been delayed, overlooked, and underestimated, and he says it's time for more. I wish you'd look around and tell somebody it's time for more. Or go on and tell another neighbor it's time for more. See, your present condition does not have the power to cancel God's promise over your life. What looks small today is not the final picture. What feels empty today is not the final outcome. And what has been delayed is not necessarily denied. My brothers and my dear sisters, in Isaiah 54, God speaks to a people who have known disappointment. They have known barrenness. They've known seasons where nothing seemed to be producing. Yet before they see increase, God tells them to enlarge. Would you tell somebody enlarge? Before the tent gets crowded, God tells them to stretch. Before the territory changes, God tells them to strengthen the stakes. In other words, God is saying, prepare now for what I'm about to do next in your life. And is there anybody in here that can testify, I'm ready for the next thing that God is ready to do in my life? Some of us have been waiting for proof to obey. Waiting for resources before we prepare, waiting for people to make room. But faith does not wait until blessings arrive. Faith prepares because God said it. And is there anybody in here that knows that God is speaking to us this week? Tell somebody, I'm stretching for what's next. When God speaks in this text, he does not begin by changing their situation. He begins by changing their expectation. Because expansion shows up in your hands, it first has to be received in your spirit. Before the tent gets bigger on the outside, something's got to get bigger on the inside. And I love the way the old church used to say, something on the inside, it starts working on the outside, and oh, what a change that takes place in my life. That brings us to the first movement of the text. I'm just the inspirational speaker. Expansion begins with a vision that exceeds your present reality. My brothers and my dear sisters, the text says, enlarge the place of your tent. God does not tell them to decorate the old tent. He tells them to enlarge it. The tent represents capacity. It represents mindset. It represents expectation. It represents the space they have made for God to move. And God says, what you have been living in is too small for where I'm trying to take you. Some of you been praying big prayers, but still making small preparation. We're asking God for overflow, but we've not made room for increase. We're asking God for new doors, new people, new strength, new favor, but our expectation is still shaped on yesterday's disappointment. But God says, enlarge the place of your tent. That means don't let what you lost make you stop preparing. Don't let what made you stop believing. Don't let what failed make you stop trusting. Some people have been in barren seasons and you've been convinced that God is finished, but I came to declare over somebody, God is not finished with you yet. Tell somebody, I'm making room for more. Think about it. Think about a mother. Think about a mother who keeps setting an extra chair at the dinner table. She sets that chair at the dinner table for her child who has been away from home for a long time. And somebody asked this mother, why do you keep setting that chair? They've not come back yet. Then this mother says, because I believe they're coming. The empty chair is not denial. The empty chair is expectation. Somebody in here tonight, you need to set an empty chair up in your spirit. Make room for your child to return. Make room for your family to be restored. Make room for your ministry to grow. Make room for new disciples and fresh vision. Make room for what God He's already declared. Noah built an ark before it rained. Joseph prepared for famine while Egypt still had plenty. The widow gathered empty vessels before the oil ever multiplied. God keeps teaching his people, prepare before you see it. I wish you'd slap somebody high five and tell them, prepare, 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 prepare. Your current attendance is not your final attendance. Your current finances are not your final provision. Your current struggle is not your final story. Your current season is not the conclusion of your destiny. Tell somebody, make room. Tell somebody, make room, make room, make room. These few minutes I have left, God tells them to enlarge the place of your tent. He does not stop there, because vision without movement is only imagination. Faith never stretches, will remain trapped in what already knows. So God says, let them stretch out the curtains of your dwelling. Do not spare. That brings us to the second movement of the text. Expansion requires us to stretch beyond what is comfortable. I thank God for my empowerment class this morning, because Bishop Davis taught us about stretching. Stretching is never comfortable. Stretching means being pulled beyond your normal range. Somebody can testify stretching can sometimes be painful. Stretching means that God is asking you to move beyond familiar territory. Stretching means what used to be enough may not be enough anymore for where God is taking you. Many of us want expansion, but we don't want the stretching. We want greater blessings, but no greater responsibility. We want more influence, but not deeper discipline. We want God to enlarge our territory, but we don't want him to challenge our comfort zones. Tell somebody, don't spare, don't spare, don't spare. That means don't hold back now. Don't pull back now. Don't shrink back now. Don't reduce your faith to fit your fear. God may stretch your prayer life. He's stretching your patience. He's stretching your obedience. He's stretching your leadership. And watch this, he's stretching your forgiveness. Yeah, you need to go forgive some folks so God can keep on doing what he wants to do in your life. He's stretching your faith beyond what you can see. Tell somebody, the stretch is preparing me. Jesus stretched the disciples when he told them to feed 5,000. They said, we don't have enough. But Jesus was teaching them that kingdom assignment cannot be measured only by what is presently in your hands. The disciples saw 5 loaves and 2 fish. Jesus saw enough for a miracle. The disciples saw limitation, but Jesus saw expansion. And this is a word for somebody tonight. Stop telling God how little you have. Put what you have in the hands of the one who is able to do all things but fail. Your gift may look small, but put it in his hand. Your resources may look small, but put them in his hands. Your team may look small, but put your team in his hands. Your opportunity may look small, but put it in his hand. Because when small is surrendered to Jesus, small becomes sufficient. Tell somebody, I can handle the stretch. Go on and tell a neighbor, say, neighbor, I can handle the stretch. KDFI, KDFI. Here's the wisdom in the text. God does not only say enlarge the tent. He says stretch the curtains. Jesus says, lengthen your cord and strengthen your stake. Because God is not interested in giving you something that you cannot sustain. Expansion without foundation becomes frustration. And that's why some of y'all frustrated in here. Matter of fact, you're so mad you're ready to cuss other folk out because you increase without integrity becomes instability. Growth without grounding becomes dangerous. So while you're making room outwardly, God says, let me strengthen you inwardly. That brings us to the final movement of the text. Expansion must be supported by strong foundation. Somebody shout strong foundation. The text says strengthen your stakes. A tent can have beautiful curtains, but if the stakes are weak, the first strong wind will take it away. That means God is not just trying to give us more. God is trying to make us stronger. He does not only want us to have more influence. He does not only want us to have a better building, a better this. He wants us to have character to handle the influence. He does not only want us to have more resources. He wants us to have stewardship to manage the resources. He does not only want us to have more people, my brothers and my dear sisters. He wants us to have more love, more patience, more wisdom, and to serve God's people well. The bigger the tent, the stronger the stakes must be. Your stake of prayer must be strong. Your stake of integrity must be strong. Your stake of unity must be strong. Your stake of humility must be strong. Your stake of faithfulness must be strong. Do I have a witness in here? Everybody wants visible expansion, but God first develops us on the inside. Do I have a witness here? He raises you, then he grounds you. Before he uses you publicly, he works on you privately. Before he trusts you with much, he teaches you faithful with little. Before he gives overflow, tell somebody he builds foundation. And is there anybody in here that knows that God knows how to work on a foundation? And sometimes when you thought life was beating you down, God was really driving your stake just a little bit deeper. The pressure was not sent to destroy you. The delay was not sent to discourage you. The process was not sent to bury you. God was anchoring you for what is coming next. Would you slap somebody high five and say next, next, next? This is why you're still here. The storm shook you around, but they did not destroy you. Winds blew, but they did not move you. People left, but God kept you. Is there anybody here that can shout, he's keeping me? He's keeping me. Seasons changed, but God sustained you. Tell somebody, my stakes are getting stronger now. Tell them my stakes are getting stronger now. Is there anybody here that knows that God is a keeper? God is a way maker. He opened doors that no man can close. Put your little in the hands of God, and God will. He'll turn it around. Anybody know he'll turn it around? Would you slap hands with 5 people and tell them he's turning around, turning around? God says enlarge. Enlarge your faith. Enlarge your vision. Enlarge your prayer life. Enlarge your expectation. Enlarge your capacity. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, joy